Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to move everybody up onto my big screen so I can see you all. You beautiful people, you. And remember that you can be watching me in speaker view or gallery view, so you can decide if you want to see what everyone else is doing, or you can flip into speaker and just see me on the big screen. Does that work? Have you all got access to that? Cool. Awesome, awesome. All right, so sitting please on something, on some sort of bolstery thing. So that you can either be sitting with your legs crossed or sitting with a straddle. And the straddle might help you, Anaya, if you are wanting to kind of get some pelvic floor proprioceptive feedback. And start settling in and noticing where your pelvis is. Where did your pelvis automatically go? And do you need to roll the pubic bone forward slightly? Can you engage the multifidi by kind of lifting the tailbone slightly and allowing for that low back curve? And close your eyes and begin to breathe all the way into the diaphragm. Maybe hands need to be there to feel for the zone of apposition. Feeling for the expansion of the ribs to the sides and then closing, coming back together again. And connecting the awareness of the diaphragm to the pelvic floor lifting on the exhalation. So this whole transverse abdominis corset closes as you exhale and then relaxes as you inhale. And so does your pelvic floor. Your pelvic floor relaxes and softens against the ground so that if you did need to pee, you might let a little out. And then as you exhale, closing the TVA, and then as it closes, as it cinches, the pelvic floor begins to lift. It's kind of like this pelvic floor is helping to squeeze that last bit of breath out, and then inhaling to relax, letting it all go. And close your eyes and just continue with that concentration of breathing while I read you a little something about the psoas. The psoas is an unfortunately named muscle directly impacting more joints of your body than any other single muscle. Branching off like a crazy starfish, the psoas muscles, you've got a set of them, one on each side of your spine, attached to all of the vertebrae between the bottom of the rib cage and your sacrum and the lumbar spine's intervertebral discs before terminating at the top of your thigh bone. A sticky psoas has the ability to alter the orientation of your spine, hips, pelvis, or knee, and potentially all four of these parts at once. And there's a lot of psoas stuff in Move Your DNA, which is a really cool book by Katie Bowman. She's the biomechanics lady that I've done training with. Okay, so how's your core switched on? You're feeling kind of woken up in your diaphragm. Let's continue with that diaphragmic breathing consciously through the whole of class. And let's warm up the spine by coming into wheel next. So Chakravakasana is where we're rocking back and forward. Move your pillow out of the way. Knees are hip width distance. Drop the tailbone down, rounding the lower spine. And rolling hips back towards your heels, ragdoll the upper body, and then lift the tailbone as you rock forward. Really isolating the low back and ragdolling the top. Inhaling to move forward, exhaling, which includes lifting the pelvic floor as you go back. Cinching the whole TVA in and then letting it relax out. Not letting it splay out, not letting it kind of explode onto the floor with this big cow pose. We want to keep the ribs tucked when we come forward. And then drop the hips, round the lower back as you roll back. Full pants, Sarah. And you can have your knees out a little wider, Sarah, if you feel like you want to give baby more space. Move as slow as you can for the next couple of rounds. Ooh, nice one, Stephanie. We can see you from the top down. And let's wake up a little more by doing a down dog next. Lifting your knees as you place the balls of your feet on the ground, hips up towards the ceiling. Bend one knee and then the other, tucking in your ribs. Kelsey was telling me we've ruined her down dog for the rest of her life now because it's so different. She can feel her TVA and she can feel her quads and her hamstrings and her multifidi. They're all working in the down dog. This is not a passive pose. And bring your knees back down to the ground. And we're going to stand up through Uttanasana, so through a half fold, a halfway fold. Think about what leg you're using to step, to lunge into a forward fold. So halfway, lifting the chest, lifting the tailbone, tucking in the ribs, and then hands on your hips or hands out in front of you as you come all the way up to standing. And hands down by your sides. Undulate. Celebrate. So good to be alive. Sarah, I seriously love those pants. Really, they're so cool. I hope they survive the pregnancy. I get all the way through. And let's do Uttanasana again, consciously thinking about your breath as you make your way down. So inhale, lifting and spreading the chest. Lift the tailbone, the multifidi are engaged. Exhale, contract, draw in the ribs, halfway down. Inhale, extend the spine. And then all the way folding forward, head hangs heavy. Let's come down to hands and knees again. Being conscious of how you get down to the floor. And I want you to set up, please, in a side lying position that is comfortable. So let's see, where's my microphone? This side. So that's going to require some cushions. We're going to be spending quite a bit of time on our sides. So make yourself like super duper duper comfy. With a nice cushion under your neck. Some people like to have some cushions or blankets or a soft pillow underneath the ribs so that you can have that straight spine. If your hip feels like it's kind of poking into the ground, then put a little cushion underneath your hip as well. Just be really super, super comfortable here. And we'll warm up. We're bending both of the knees. The feet, the insides of your feet are together. And we'll start by doing some little baby clamps. Nothing too complicated, right? This is easy. Lifting the top leg, then slowly moving it down. Can you move slower than you think you're supposed to move? Did you get the screen? Notice what your breath is automatically doing here. And can you use the breath out to bring the knee down? Inhale up. Expand the ribs. Exhale, contract. Have you woken up your butt a little bit? Is that gluteus minimus starting to talk to you? Okay, and now we're going to do some small circles. So lift the leg up and draw some little circles in one direction. How is your TVA? Have you got it engaged? Are you tucking in the ribs? Can you feel your multifidi? Drawing the tailbone back and up slightly, but keeping the ribs in. Go in the other direction. Smile. And now you're going to really hate me. So we're going to extend the top leg straight, flex the toes, then turn the toes down towards the floor. So it's an internal rotation. And we're going to touch toes down towards the floor. And then reach toes back up again. Notice the parts of your body that are trying to be recruited to help out here. And let's try and do this work from the core and from your hip flexors. So deep into the hip, not from the foot. Keep the foot kind of passive. Let's move to, say, like 7 o'clock. We'll work our way up a clock towards 9 o'clock gradually. So if we were at like 6-ish, then we're going up to 7, so forward slightly. And you want to go a little bit further forward to 8 o'clock, 8:30. Don't go further than your body wants you to go, okay? So if you get to 8:30 and it's like everything is seizing up, then let's go back a little bit. Stick at 7 p.m. But if you want to try and push it out to 9 p.m., go for it. Oh my God. I am sweating already. And this is not just about the leg. This is about your TVA. Your transverse abdominis is holding you stable as you move. And if you need to take a break, bend your knee and give your butt a little bit of a pat. In fact, why don't we all just do that right now? Let's give you can punch it. Just like move the flesh around, release those tight muscles. And we're kind of getting in and helping the various piriformis muscles to contribute to work here as well. All of this beautiful array of muscles that web across our butt. We want them to help out as well. Okay, and now we're going to extend the leg straight out and keep it parallel to the floor. And we're going to draw some circles with the leg. Now, can you make the foot floppy? So the foot starts out flexed, but then can we make the foot floppy so the work is all here? The foot isn't doing the work. The leg isn't doing the work. The hip flexors are the ones doing the work. Go in the other direction. Can you make the circles a bit bigger? A bit smaller, from big to small. And relax the leg. Oh yeah, give it a little bit of love, get a bit of massage, bit of a punch. Okay, so next, and yes, this is going to really be like so much more intense, and maybe it's not intense for you, maybe it's just intense for me. Oh, hey, Brooke, I see that you're back. I'm going to let you in. I'm going to show the piston pump, and then I'm going to put you back on the camera. So piston pump, we're going to lift the leg so that it's parallel with the floor and our hips are square. And we're going to pump the leg out and then bend the knee a bit towards the belly. Pump the knee out, leg straight, bend knee. Do this a few times. exhaling out, maybe inhaling in, or alternating, doing the opposite. You experiment with what breath serves you more here. Does exhaling as you bring the knee in help you to keep the TVA engaged? Or do you need to breathe out as you extend the leg, which is the weight bearing part of the exercise? And just like we moved through the clock before, can you do your piston pump out at 7 p.m. and then at 8 p.m. and maybe all the way to 9 p.m. And I'm going to take a little break and let Brooke into the studio while you guys keep going with that. There we go. Hey, Brooke, nice work. So is anyone not feeling that in their ass? Is anyone, like, give me a hands up if you're not feeling that. And you should relax, Roz. I want you to relax more. If you don't have a cushion, yeah, just chill. Oh, you don't have a, oh, because you're on the hard floor. No. Oh, you have a cushion. Roll it up. Make it thicker. Relax. Relax, girlfriend. Now think back to, so flex the foot and see how that engages, and then make the foot floppy and passive and see what happens there. Make it a dead weight. And you can work your way back through the clock to 6 o'clock again. Give yourself a little massage along the way. And let's go back towards 9 o'clock again. One more time. Piston pumps out and then knee in. Don't forget your TVA. Don't forget your zone of apposition. Keep working the core. Okay, let's relax. Give yourself a little massage. Come up to your hands and knees when you're ready. And we'll do wheel pose again, dropping the hips as you roll the hips back to the heels, and then lifting the tailbone. And just notice what's going on in your hips, your left side compared to your right. And spread the knees out, toes touch. Take a child's pose and relax for a moment. Just feel. And back up to hands and knees and set yourself up on the other side, please. And don't you worry, there's some juicy stretches in our future to release these tight muscles as well. So I'm going to do a Roz and lean on my hand, but don't do what I'm doing. I'm just doing it because I've got this crazy microphone thing on. So we'll start with the clams, the baby clams. Your knees are bent slightly, your feet are touching, and we're lifting and dropping the knee. Move slowly. Connect your breath to the movement. Exhaling in, inhaling expansion. And this is so easy compared to what we were just doing, right? This is like, this is fine. Or maybe it's not. Maybe this side is harder for you. Just notice how we aren't always evenly strong on both sides. Just not rocket science, but I think we forget it in day-to-day movements. All right, let's do some circles, lifting the knee and the foot. Some ovals or some circles, making them big or making them small. Trying to trick your brain into doing something completely unpredictable, like a deep oval or a steep oval. And are you breathing? We're not holding the breath while we move. And straighten that leg out, toe points towards the floor. And we dip our toe in the water and then lift it back up again. Just little dips. That foot is completely flaccid. Keep it flaccid. Moving through your clock. Taking it forward slightly, out over the knee. And as I mentioned, some of us will be able to go all the way through the clock, through that full range of motion. Most of us can't because these muscles, and on this side, I am much weaker. On this side, it just hurts so much more to go forward. And that's because I'm just not as strong. Oops, Stephanie's back on camera. I'll let you in, Stephanie. Everyone's internet's having so much fun today. We can see you, Stephanie. Hi. It's like, yay, tech issues at 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay, if you haven't gone through your full range of motion, then see how far you can go and then work your way back to 6 o'clock. Give yourself a massage when you need it. Give that hip a bit of a punch. Have a little break, knees together. Oh yeah. Now, what was next? Piston pumps? Yes, we're doing it in this side as well. And I probably made this side, I did a lot less on this side than the other out of pure selfish reasons because it hurts more for me on this side. So I would encourage you to do more of these later in the week. Oh yeah. It helps to laugh. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's just way too much for me. And piston pumps out and then in. Are you feeling that, Anaya? Because you look like this is easy for you. You're just like, nah, I got this. Oh, yeah. Lay down all the way, Stephanie. Make yourself totally relaxed. I'm only up here because I've got my microphone on. Oh yeah, and use your pillow, but just let your pillow hold you rather than your hand. You know what I mean? Yeah, just like relax. Oh, piston pumps. Making sure that you keep your hips square and that leg is extending directly from the hip, not towards the floor. It's straight out in line with your hip. It's good to do this together, right? Because there's no way we'd still be going if we were doing this on our own. All right, see where your range of motion is. See if you can go out to 9 o'clock. And depending on whether you can or you can't, take a rest. Give your butt a little bit of love. A little bit of a massage, a bit of a punch. Punching is love. How's your hip feeling with all of that, Roz? Is that like aggravating it? Or is it just normal pain? Your bursitis isn't getting like agitated, is it? It is? It was on the other side? Oh, it's on that side. Okay. All right, other side. All right, let's come back up to hands and knees and take a little wheel. Just feeling both of your hips, exhaling back, rounding the lower back, and then lifting the tailbone as you rock forward. Exhale back Slowly, and maybe coming halfway, and then continue your exhale all the way back. So the two-part breathing. Inhale forward. Exhale halfway with the tailbone drop down. Pause, and then all the way back. Halfway exhale, pause, and then all the way. Okay, let's make our way back onto our backs. And this one's okay for you, Sarah. We're only going to be here for a moment on our backs. But if you don't feel comfortable, if you get the pressure in your eyes or the tightness in your chest, you know, all of those indications that being on your back isn't working for baby because of the vena cava. But you're fine on your back for a minute. We're doing back release pose. So bring the right ankle up on top of the left thigh or the left knee. And that might be enough for you right now. And you can just press your hand against the inner part of the right thigh and just push that away from you. Or thread your hands between your legs and draw the left knee in towards your belly. Let your tailbone hang heavy against the ground. Release the pelvic floor. And rock a little side to side or draw little circles with your left knee. Going in both directions. And switch sides. How good does that stretch feel after working your ass off, literally? Oh yeah, there you are. This is dessert. And there's more dessert coming your way. Feet back to the floor, cross the legs again. So right knee is up and over the left, but like you're crossing your legs like a lady. So it's kind of like a tight cross. And then just using the left hand to kind of allow the right knee to go over to the left. We're not doing a spinal twist here. We're just releasing the hip flexors. So allow for that right knee to go over to the left slightly. Right foot could be on the ground. And if that doesn't feel like it's doing anything, you can move your left foot out to the left slightly and continue that stretch from there. Guide your legs back to center, both feet on the floor, and switch sides. Crossing your legs like a lady, nice and tight. And then using your right hand to guide the right knee over to the left knee over to the right. And if that's not getting in anywhere, right foot comes out to the right slightly. Bringing them back to center again, both feet on the floor. Come to your side and sit on up. Actually, we're going back down again. We're doing bridge first. We've got to do a bit of bridge. Come back down on your backs. Sorry, you got excited. I know. We were upright. On your backs. We're going to do our bridge pose. We're going to do some tricky bridge poses. Okay, so we're going to start with both feet on the floor. Inhale, and then exhale, pull in your ribs, tuck in the ribs, and then lift the hips up off the ground, pressing into your feet. Inhale when you get back up. when you're up, sorry, to feel your ribs expand without letting go of control of your TVA. And then exhale, hips back down again. So let me try explaining that again because it just all came out in a mumble jumble. So inhale to relax. Exhale, draw in the ribs, lift the hips up. Inhale with your hips up and expand the ribs. Exhale, hips back down. I hope that was articulated a little better that time. Inhale, relax. Exhale, engage. Lift hips. Inhale with your hips up, relax. Exhale down. And now we're going to get a little cray-cray. Now we're going to lift one of our legs up off the ground. And you can point it out at 45-degree angle or all the way up, depending on what your hamstrings are telling you today. So the leg is out. You can choose which leg. Notice which leg you chose. I chose my left leg. Weight into the right foot. Inhale to relax. Exhale, contract the core. Lift hips up. Inhale here, expand the ribs, but keep TVA engaged. And then exhale down. And you can decide whether you want your hands on the floor to help you or whether you want to keep your hands on your body to make it even harder. So let's do this a couple more times. Inhale, relax, and then exhale, lift. Inhale when you're up, exhale to come down. That's your little sequence. Do a couple more. And when you're ready, switch sides. Like, yeah, I'm so ready right now. Lifting the right leg instead, I am this time. My weaker leg. I think we lost Kelsey, I just realized. And after this next round, bring both of your feet to the floor. Let's roll to our side and we're allowed to sit up now. Setting up for cow face pose. And Sarah, I'm going to give you the option of just sitting in Virasana for these stretches, just kind of straddling a block or a bolster. It's totally fine with me for you to do cow face if you would like to do it, but it's a deep stretch. So I don't want you to do it if you feel really like tight in there, because you may be overstretching. So kind of experiment. We'll bring the right leg. You can just put the left leg straight out in front of you and cross the right leg over the top. And that could be enough. And roll the pelvis forward. That's your first variation of your cow face. Or you can also bend that left leg and stack your knees. And once you're settled into that, square up your hips. Good call, Sarah. I like that. I like that. Leg out. Settle in. We're just going to sit here for 10 minutes. No, not really. There's more stretching we can do. First stretch that we're going to do is one of my faves, is bringing the right hand up. Well, so the right hand, hang on, should we do left hand? No, left hand up, opposite to the right leg, and then drop it down behind the nape of your neck. Take hold of your shirt and take hold of your shirt down below with your right hand if you can't access your fingers. Now the key here and the trick, this is like a trick now, where are your ribs? Where are your ribs right now? Have you kind of rounded the spine slightly and allowed the ribs to jut out? Can you draw those ribs in and down towards your hips? And then notice what happens in your shoulders, and can you lift your chest up, tucking in your chin, and tucking in the ribs, lifting the tailbone so that your multifidi are engaged. And breathe. And release. Right hand out to the right, kind of over either near your right knee at the front, or if you've got a baby in your belly, I don't want you compressing forward, you can bring it out to the side. Left arm reaches up and over, and you can lean over. And then exhale, draw your shoulder blade down, like draw the scapula down. And then inhale up, reach over, exhale back. And coming back to center, both hands on the ground, close your eyes and just feel for a moment. To Sarah's point earlier on, if you're not concentrating on the breathing, does it automatically kind of turn back into pudding down there? Or is there some resting tension? Can you sit here relaxed in your cow face pose, and feel your belly moving with your breath without even telling it to? Or not, maybe not yet. And let's rock on the hip over to the other side, unwind, and left knee on top this time. Oh, and we're nearly out of time, you guys. Oh my God. Once you're settled, feel for your hips squaring. Both sits bones are evenly distributed on the floor. Pelvis rolled forward. Settle in. Let's lift the right arm up and take the hand down to the nape of the neck, and the left hand behind, and you can reach up for the right fingers, or just cheat like me and just take hold of your shirt. With emphasis here on drawing the ribs down towards the hips without losing that lift in the tailbone, that low arch in the low back. Release. How your shoulders feeling there, Roz? You're all right? Oh, you got to go, Brooke? See you, honey. It's time to go. It's that time of the morning. All right, so what are we doing now? Side stretch. Left hand out to the left or out in front of the left knee, depending on your anatomy. And then right hand up. And then draw the scapula down as the elbow bends. Look around to your right, and then inhale, reach out and over. Exhale down. Sarah's going too. Bye, honey. Everyone's on a strict schedule. I can hear the coffee machine going upstairs. It's that time of the morning. And with your hand up, come back to center. Float the arm back down to your side. Roll your shoulders up to your ears. Squeeze them behind you and down. And unravel those knees. Now, it's 7 o'clock, so it's time to get on with the day, but I can set you up in a Shavasana. I won't be offended if you need to jump off and you can do Shavasana later, but I'm going to set you up in a specific Shavasana that's going to help with psoas release. It's kind of like the psoas release Shavasana. And it's one of Katie Bowman, the book that I was reading you earlier. It's one of her special exercises. So to do this Shavasana, I want to have some pillows kind of behind you somewhere, and they're going to be accessible because you might need to move them. And the pillows need to be thick enough to support from your shoulder blades up to the top of your head. So that's kind of what pillows we want behind us. And we're going to straighten the legs straight out in front of you and sit. Notice where your pelvis is. Pull your pubic bone down, hips back, creating that neutral arch in the spine. We want that little bit of an arch because the multifidi are engaged. Now notice how much of your hamstrings or your psoas or your quads, what is having to help and contribute to you sitting like this. Press the backs of your hamstrings into the ground as hard as you can so that they're really flat against the ground. And try to relax a little bit here. Try to relax your quads, which is like nearly impossible. Can you relax your kneecaps? Nearly impossible. But really pressing the backs of your hamstrings against the ground. Now we're going to gradually walk our hands back behind us to lie down but as soon as we feel the arch in the back either getting longer or rounder, so we're going to kind of that neutral low spine, as soon as it gets heavy, kind of, what's the word? As soon as it changes, that's as far back as we can go. So if some of us, we may need to stack the pillows all the way here and be supported all the way up here to keep that arch in the low back. Some of us may go all the way down to the floor. And what we're going to allow for here is the ribs to gradually drop down towards the floor. We're not going to force them to, we're going to let them relax their way down to the floor without losing that kind of arch in the low back. And according to Katie Bowman, this is how we allow for the psoas from that low back area all the way down through to the top of your femur to relax as you gradually allow your ribs to drop down towards the floor. Relax your legs. Relax your face. Breathe comfortably, normally, no effort or exaggeration. And just notice as your body softens and your ribs potentially start to soften down towards the ground. If you're feeling an ache in your lower back, I invite you to bend your knees while you're here. We don't want pain in the lower back. As you relax, practice your interoception skills, that internal awareness. Anaya having awareness of how your pelvic floor feels right now. Roz having awareness of where in your body feels tight or where it feels like it's releasing. Stephanie noticing where your brain is right now and coaxing it into your body. And just for this moment, being as 100% present as you can possibly be. Right here, feeling your body, feeling the ground, aware of where you are in the universe right now. Now this psoas release shavasana can take 10 minutes to release the psoas. It can take 10 years, depending on our body. There's no right or wrong. It's just our journey. Inhale into your diaphragm. Contract the diaphragm, lift the pelvic floor, bend your knees. Roll to your side. And sit on up. Take a moment to notice where your pelvis is. And I hope you're able to take some of this awesomeness into your day. The sun is up now already, Anaya, out there. That's awesome. Just a little tiny bit. Yay, that is such a beautiful backdrop with the trees out there. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. Have a wonderful day, you guys. I'll stay on the line if you have any questions. And do more of that bum work this week. I encourage you to maybe try doing that sequence one more time and see how it feels. Maybe every day. Maybe do it every day. Like there's no reason not to, right? It's just like 15 minutes of butt love every day. Bye, you guys. Have a great day.